Karuga. Kapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to get your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. False word, important things are giving you peace.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look, these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karuga.
Hello, world. It's Birdo Prey 5, Kapla, and welcome to Deep Space Nine Wednesday for August 10th, 2022. Today we're watching Season 7, Episode 21, When It Rains. That's it. We are way into Season 7. I just got off the phone with my doctor, virtual visit via a Zoom call, so I had the camera set up anyway, so that's why I got the camera set up. For now, I'll go back to the avatar once we start watching the episode, but for old time's sake, here I am on camera on a Wednesday. Captain Fandom Nerd appears to be first in the chat. It says, "Hello, Birdo Prey 5, Kapla, Captain Fandom Nerd." John Araki says, "Jello is greater than pudding." I don't think I can agree. Mike Richards says, "Greetings from Columbus, Ohio." Birdo Prey and chat, greetings. Mike Richards. John DeMarco says, "Greetings, everyone." Mike Richards says, "Greetings back to John." Captain Fandom Nerd says hello to Mike. Mike says hello back. Captain Fandom Nerd says, 85 degrees Fahrenheit here today. Beats the 93. I think that's pretty similar to what we have here as well. I said soon we'll be starting the stream. Mike Richards says promises. And I put the link to join the panel. And let me go ahead and pin that message. CDJ is in the house. Kapla, Birdo Prey. Hiya, hopes your day is going well. It was pretty decent news from my doctor. Although my doctor is unfortunately home today with COVID. BK Dan says hello. Hail on Karuga. Hail Karuga. That's it. Hail Karuga. Thank you, BK Dan. Lord Thoth says hail and Kapla, Lord Thoth. Eastland Burkholder, hello. Eastland Burkholder says hello all. John Araki with the $1 super chat. Thank you so much, John Araki. Mr. CCTV, how did your appointment go? It went well. The doctor thinks in time I'll be off the ventilator. Now, we've seen doctors' predictions be wrong before, but it was good to know that she was still planning for the day that I come off the ventilator and didn't resign the fact that I was just going to need to be on the ventilator the rest of my life. So that was unexpected good news. John Araki says hashtag bird needs sleep. I do. BK Dan says 82 here in Southern Connecticut. That sounds like a beautiful day. Mr. CCTV says thunderstorms here again today. Great time. Well, that's something to look forward to in the high desert. Dan Ben says hi. Welcome, Dan. Lord Thoth waves, or no, does live long and prosper. And Dan Ben says warm weather where I am in England. And CDJ says Dan Ben, hot here today in the South Coast. Now I watched was it Half as Interesting video on how the subway in London keeps getting hotter and hotter every year. That when they first opened it in 1916, it was like 50 something degrees Fahrenheit. But over the years, it's slowly warmed up and now it's 80 something degrees. And eventually it'll get even hotter and there's no way of stopping it. It gets hotter and hotter because of the friction of the trains. And there's no ventilation shafts because it's under historic England and nobody will, wants them to dig a ventilation shaft in the middle of a historic, national landmarks and everything. And just millions of, super expensive real estate. And it just, there's no telling how hot it's going to get. There's no room to fit air conditioners. And even if they could, that would just make the problem worse because then the air conditioners would vent back into the tunnels that they were trying to cool. So very fascinating problem. Unfortunate problem that, I don't know. I would think that you would have to make special air-conditioned trains where the heat is kept inside a train car and then released when the train exits the underground stations and takes that heat with it. But I'm not on that job, so they'll have to figure it out for themselves. The other thing they could do, I suppose, is bring ice, get ice down there and melt the ice. That would work. That would cool it down too. But it would be expensive, but it's something. It's something. Okay, guys. So the episode today is When It Rains. If anybody would like to come up on the panel, the link is out. And I'm going to go to the Bird of Prey 5 screening room to get started. And we'll go from there. So if you're new here or whatever, go to birdofprey5.com/SR to be able to watch this episode live with us as we watch it for the first time. If you're watching this later, after the fact, after the stream ends, then you'll have to watch it on your own. You have to get your own copy. Hopefully you have it on DVD, or you can stream it on Paramount Plus or some other streaming service that might have Deep Space Nine. And it's season 7, episode 21, When It Rains. John Araki says, can't we just mine ice from a comet and drop it in the ocean? Absolutely, we could once we get to the comet. Anyway. Dan Ben, is this the one where they steal a Dominion ship with a drain weapon? You know what, Dan? I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see soon enough. So I'm going to count down and then we will watch the episode. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it begins. We're looking at a map. The Chintaka. The entire system was disabled when the Breen, 311 ships, all lost power. But one ship didn't, a bird of prey, the Katang. What was different about it? Asked Admiral Ross. O'Brien doesn't know, but their chief engineer adjusted their something intermix. Hello, BK Dan. Welcome to the panel.
How you doing?
Good. So the Romulan ship can't do it. Federation ships and the Romulan ships are vulnerable. Only the Klingon ships will be safe. So the Klingon fleet is the only thing that stands between them and the Dominion. The Romulan ambassador is not happy. Or general or whatever he is. General, he's a general.
Yes.
Operate in small battle groups and keep the Dominion off balance. The Mars resistant movement. Half of his ships were killed, destroyed. Half his men were killed. Mr. CCDB says, turns out the Breen are good guys. The Federation is evil. I don't know about that, Mr. CCDB. John DeMarco says, hopefully Gowron is up to the challenge for this crucial situation. Kira? Sisko wants Kira to go behind enemy lines and teach Cardassians to be resistance fighters. Work with Damar. He killed Zial. He murdered an innocent girl that she considered part of her family. He's like, you gotta put your personal feelings aside. They need him. We need him, he said. It's as simple as that. There's like, she thinks Damar went into hiding after the attack. How to contact him? She said, I would talk to Garak about that. Try to get him to join your team. He might be useful. She's like, Damar, Garak should be an interesting mission. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. do. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Welcome, Dave G. Sound. BK Dan, the audio's coming through.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
I gotta figure out how to not.
I'm just going to mute you, DK Dan. You can unmute once you either get unmute when you want to talk or unmute if you figure out what's going on with your audio. Needs a sample of Odo for organ replacement. Odo is going to give him a sample a little bit more. He wants that back. I'm kind of surprised that it doesn't die. Garak's going to locate Damar, and they're going to leave.
That should be better now.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. I think I figured it out. Sorry about that, Bird.
No, no problem. God, she had to kill.
Yeah.
47 Yorktown. Hello, young sir. Tomorrow is the first day of lobster season. Interesting. Mama Pray wants to know, where does lobster season? Hey Dan, I'm getting kind of a loud hiss now.
Oh, look at the back. That was the air conditioner blowing in my face.
It's okay. It's amazing that Ducat, was head of the occupation, but I still hate Kai Wynn more. And I don't feel bad about it. No problem, BK Dan. Yeah. Garak wants to have her nose done too. I really don't see why a Starfleet uniform is going to make them more accepting of a Bajoran. It's not like they're idiots that they can't tell she's still Bajoran. Josh Street says, well, Berto Prey, Mama Prey can come to Texas around mid-September to get her own lobsters when the season opens. John DeMarco says, I suppose having a Starfleet commission makes Kira more respectable in the eyes of the Cardassians. And Gowron comes on the station. it's definitely against medical regulations. Bashir abuses his position all the time to help get women. Cinnabon Bunny's in the house. Says you will not have this day. Welcome, Cinnabon. Mr. CCDV says Bashir is a player. BK Dan says, is that Odo? Love that. When's the one where they break into section 31? Oh, that's near the end. I think we got four or five, 6 more episodes. You love Worf. It's okay. No. He's got the space COVID. He's got the space COVID. Odo. Somehow Odo got it first, but he feels it the least. He's got the asymptomatic space COVID. Crossing into Dominion space in a few minutes. Kira's looking at him like that's all you have to say. He's like, what do you want, Kira? It's not like I got monkeypox. You caught sneaking around. Is this where he tries to read the book and the Pirates punish him? I mean, how much more punishment does he need? He already had to sleep with Kai. I'm saying I think he's paid enough. Dark secrets. It almost looks like an old birth class from the top. Hey, Antidote Jill. The text of the Coast Emojin is for her eyes alone. Andrew Jill says, oh, wow. Didn't expect to be able to catch any of this stream. Well, we started an hour late today. Gowron says, today we honor our brother Martok in the way Kahless taught us. He accepts this honor in the name of the House of Martok and asks only to be allowed to continue to serve the Empire. Martok, Martok, he says. Sisko says, where next? And Admiral Ross laughs. He says, you're kidding. And Sisko says, I wish I were. Worf is pleasantly smirking, says, you've done well. Admiral Ross says, it still stings. That's what the blood wine's for. Gowron asks, how does it feel to be the most popular warrior in the Empire? And he's happy. He's happy until the victory is ours. Gowron says, I can't ask you to carry this forever. It's time for him to take a more active role in the war. As of today, he's assuming direct command of our forces. Everybody's like looking like, what's you talking about there, Gowron? Says, Chancellor, I don't understand. Are you unsatisfied with how I performed my duty? He said, would I have given you the Star of Kahless if I was not satisfied? Be happy you're a warrior again. No more meetings or reports. You'll be out there, savoring the heat of battle. I envy you. Gowron intends to see the end of the war. Soon the Dominion will rue the day they heard his name. Now Worf realizes this is a bad, bad day. And this is Bashir getting the runaround. Just even in the future. Oh my God, Bashir's the original Karen. Bashir is the original Karen. He's demanding to speak to a supervisor. BK Dance is awesomeness HD. Andrew Jill says it's more beautiful than stream. Bird of Prey upscaled this to HD. Yes. Yes. It is not my DVD, isn't the source. I have it on DVD. I downloaded the upscaled copy that's available online. If you Google search DS9 upscale Reddit, you should find the link. You should find the link to it. Yeah, you can download it via a torrent file. Robert Rose Jr. says hello today. Birdo Prey, Mamo Prey, and the Sassy. Thank you, Robert. BK Dances Later's food has arrived. Have fun eating, BK. So this guy at Starfleet Medical won't release the files unless he has Sigma 9 clearance. Otherwise, if he doesn't drop it, he's going to refer it to Starfleet security. And he should be happy. The disease is killing the enemies of the Federation. And O'Brien says maybe the attack on Starfleet headquarters has him spooked. People like him are used to sitting at their desks, not under them. So they're going to see if Captain Sisko has Sigma 9 clearance. I've always wondered, when they have all these things set up in a cave, where's the power source? Like, do they have wires running through the rock? I mean, I assume there's a fusion generator somewhere. Damar says it's been a long time. I brought food, replicators, weapons. The Cardassian people won't forget the Federation's generosity. Garak says, let's try to remember our enemies, the Dominion, and not each other. Josh Reed says, this is something Bird of Prey would order after his office was almost hit. It's true, I would. You can't be forced to name names that they don't know. The bullshit. They can be forced. It happens all the fucking time. It's just that they can't. How many lights are there? I don't know. There are 5 lights. So Charlie the other day yelled, there are 6 lights. I thought it was the cutest thing, because I have 6 lights in my kitchen ceiling and they were on. And he said, there are 6 lights. It was so funny. No, Charlie, there are 5 lights. But I didn't want to do that because he's learning to count. He wouldn't get it. And he likes counting lights. Josh Street says, how many sassies are there? There's only one sassy. So Kira is saying they didn't like killing other Bajorans, but they did have to because they were collaborators. They were working with the enemy. And one of the Cardassians says, we're not Bajorans. We don't kill our own people. And she's like, well, then you might as well just give up. Because once the Dominion realize you won't kill Cardassians, they'll station a civilian at every place. And then you won't attack any of them. So you lose. Anyway. Damar realizes she's correct. And he says, so you were saying they're going to do an attack, disable protocols, security. The guy, well, I'd like to see his face when he realized Captain Sisko had Sigma 9 clearance. So they got the file. He said, what happened with her and him and Ezri? He said, don't ask. Go on. Ezri got involved with Worf. He said, she told you that? He said, not in so many words. He said, I had a drink with Worf. Him and Ezri were just friends, he said. You must have misunderstood her. He's like, it's possible. She didn't exactly come out and say it. Did you at least find out why she was avoiding you? No. Substance D, says Kapla. Kapla, substance D. Josh treats his vertebrae. Hope you don't have Charlie in bed, in a bed sheet like you did with Picard. I don't know you've been having Picard in a bed sheet. So, no, they're not referring to your original mask, Monoprey. They're faking Odo's file. It has the exact same identical dispersion pattern. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Section 31 was behind this. He said they don't want him to find a cure. I'm afraid the founders will get hold of it. And to keep that from happening, they're willing to let Odo die. Martok. First he gives me a medal, and he takes over command. Makes no sense. Worf says, they seeing you as a savior. What's he afraid of? I have no interest in politics. I'm a soldier. By the hand of Kahless. I've earned my position. Risen through the ranks. Taught countless battles. What has he done? He schemed his way up. Many brave warriors have given their lives in this war, says Martok. Whatever Gowron's motives are, it is our duty to help him defeat the Dominion. We owe it to our fallen comrades. Worf says, I'm honored to be part of your house. Well, you better gather his things. This office belongs to Gowron. Mr. CCDV says he's genetically enhanced himself. Julian can't keep up with him. Antarctic Jill loves Martok. Mr. CCDV says Gowron is a Klingon of Klingons. That looks like a manual typewriter. So they're asking him, Odo, when you're head of security on Terok Nor, what do you think was going to happen to the Bajoran prisoners? Kira says he doesn't have to answer it. They say, why not? It's a legitimate question. Odo expected his prisoners would be dealt with justly, but he soon came to realize that Cardassians have little interest in justice. Why didn't you resign and protest? It's a good question. Kira got up, said, apparently you struck a nerve. She doesn't like to be remembered that her lover collaborated with her enemies. And she says, Odo didn't collaborate. And he says, it depends on what you mean by collaborator. Odo says it's not worth it. Garak says he's right. Garak says, you don't know how lucky you are. She would have killed you. He says he only wished she had tried. And there she goes, killing the bedroom. The Dominion is the enemy. Josh Street says, Vertebrae, why did your brother Gowron do that to Martok? Gowron is not my brother. Alexander says, Kapla, Vertebrae, Kapla Arabic. Kira says it's too hot in there. Damn Cardassians like the heat turned up too much. She's going to go look for a cooling unit, which is the opposite of Earth women. Earth women are always cold. And I say that as like in my office, it would be the dead of summer. It'd be 100 degrees outside, and these women were running heaters under their desks because they were too cold because of air conditioning. They would run heaters at all times of the year. Heaters in the summer, heaters in the winter, heaters on perfect spring days. Mama Frey has got extra layers of clothing on. Because even though it's 85 degrees out, it's 75 degrees in here, and that's too cold for her.
This is a sweatshirt jacket.
He's wearing a sweatshirt jacket
Over
two other layers of clothing.
Maybe it's you and not the women.
No, it's not me. They would have had these things whether I was there or not. The doctor can't find anything wrong with Caldicott's eyes. The pirates have taken his sight as punishment for his arrogance. Only they can give it back. He's like, I meant him no disrespect. He wanted to study the book to see if he could help learn to release them. She said, no, you wanted to see if you could do it without me. He's like, pray with me. Help me earn the pirate's forgiveness. She's like, nope. You have to do that on your own. Deputy Bodon will show him out. He's like, show me out. I don't understand. He says, you need a lesson in humility. You're going to get it. He's like, you can put me out in the street. He says, you'll find the majority of people are very kind. A blind beggar will elicit their sympathy. With any luck, you'll earn enough to eat and perhaps even enough for shelter each night. Ducat's like, you're not serious. He says, you may return when you've proven yourself worthy and your sight has been restored. I gotta say, that's cold. That is a cold, one cold-hearted Kai. Mr. C's ADV says, oh no, Odo is cracking. Rock Solid Productions is in the house. Says, I'm here, start the stream. Glory to you and your house. So Gowron wants to share his thoughts with Martok and Worf. The Dominion are preparing their fleet for a final offensive. They're destroying their ships one by one. He's like, no, that's what the enemy's expecting. The time to act is now. We're going on the offensive. Starting tomorrow, he's sending sorties deep into Dominion territory. And he says, no, we gotta hold the border. He's like, we're outnumbered 20-1. He says the element of surprise will be on their side. Martok says, in his opinion, he says, did I ask your opinion? I can see it all so clearly. The rain is gone. The Klingon Empire will score the final triumph over the Dominion. They'll be the saviors of the Alpha Quadrant. And the glory will be ours and ours alone. Dan Ben says there have been Bajoran officers in Starfleet before at Ensign Row who ended up leaving under not so great circumstances. Then there was Sisko, who pretended to be Bajoran, turned out to be Cardassian. Although she was Maquis, she became part of the crew of Voyager. Mr. CCTV says Gowron ain't so smart, is he? Well, he's smart enough to know he had to get rid of Martok, else Martok would take over. So according to this, Odo was infected over 2 years ago. Oh no, they should have done better contact tracing. Are they 49419? It's almost 3 years ago, says O'Brien. 49149. That's the day Odo was at Starfleet Medical. My God, no wonder they wouldn't let him see the file. Section 31 created a virus, infected Odo, and used him as a carrier. When he linked with another changeling, he passed it on. Section 31 isn't just trying to stop people from knowing they gave Odo the disease. They're trying to stop people from knowing they were committing genocide. And that's it. End of episode. End of episode. Next week, season 7, episode 22, tacking into the wind. The 22nd episode of season 7, written by Ronald D. Moore. And its plot follows 3 line. Kira and Odo and Garak are advising Damar on guerrilla tactics to use against the Dominion. Kira has a tense relationship with Ducat's second in demand. En route to attempt to steal a green energy damping weapon, Damar receives word that his family has been executed by the Dominion. In the second plot line, Gowron has been sending General Martok on doomed offensive against the Dominion. Worf, a Klingon member of Starfleet, suspects Gowron's strategies are meant to humiliate Martok, whom Gowron sees as a political threat. And in the third plot line, Chief Miles O'Brien suggests that Dr. Bashir falsely announced he found a cure for the changeling disease in order to lure someone from Section 31 who may know the actual cure to Deep Space Nine. So that's quite the episode coming up. CDJ says DS9 is full of great episodes. End of DS9 is full of great episodes. John DeMarcos is tacking into the win next week. Great episode. Rock Solid wants Dear Bop. Not today, Rock Solid. And unfortunately, certainly, we're not set up for Dear Bops in this current setup. John DeMarcos is Ensign Cito as well from the episode Lower Decks. Oh, Bajoran officers. Yeah, but Lower Decks would take place after these events. So, I'm sure there's plenty of them. I assume the question or the statement meant prior to the events taking place now. There were multiple Bajorans in Starfleet. Lord Thoth is a great episode. Andrew DeGill agrees with CDJ at the end of DS9 is full of great episodes. Josh Reed says we are getting closer to Babylon 5 Wednesdays. I don't know about that. John DeMarco says, yeah, DeMar, what kind of people give those orders? Oh, chilling. What a chilling and cold. Awesome line, though. An awesome line indeed. But man, has not the guy paid his price at that point? Rock Solid Productions says hashtag Dear Deej. Good luck with that. Mike Richards says Section 31 flavors from Baskin Robbins. Rock Solid says need to have Kanar with Damar. John DeMarco says I meant the TNG episode Lower Decks. LDG, that's right. Okay, you're right. That's right. That poor girl, she was Bajoran. LDG says thanks, Bird. You are welcome. CDJ says Damar's development is so well written. Yes, it is. And Rock Solid says Captain Insane Way is right around the corner. That she is. Well, okay, all. Thank you for coming. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if I'm streaming or not. We'll see. Friday, Bed Life. And I don't know about Saturday. Sunday, hopefully, will be Twilight Zone. And Monday, again, another Bed Life. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, BK Dan, for coming up on the panel before. Thank you, John Araki, for the super chat. And Bird out. Good night, all. We'll talk again soon. Bye.